Alright guys, welcome to your demonstration on how to complete your final media test assignment. Okay, this show what you know is marked as a major, and in this assignment you guys are going to be completing 10 to 15, and in our situation you're going to be required to do at least 15 very small drawings. Each drawing should be like of something, whether it's a cartoon or an object that you're looking at, and in that drawing you will do you will layer, so that means put on top of each other, at least 3 different types of media. You can do 3 to 5, okay? So let's take a look at how to set this up. So not only are you testing the types of media, you're also required to do 3 different types of paper. So I chose pink construction paper, blue kind of like cardstock that I just had laying around, and my actual sketchbook paper. So you guys have been provided the sketchbook paper from me, and all you guys need to come up with are 2 other kinds of drawing surface. You could do cardboard, you could do paper towel, you could do tissue paper, whatever you have. You could do paper grocery bag. That would be a great surface, actually. So whatever you have, you need to have 3 different kinds of paper. All right. So my first few drawings, I start from drawing from observation, and then I kind of switch over to drawing a few cartoons, and then I had trouble coming up with ideas, and so this might help you guys. I just googled like clip art. Clip art, frequently it's very easy to draw things. Now when you're doing your media tests, you must apply value. Line drawings are not going to cut it, okay? Now it doesn't have to be 3-dimensional value, but you have to have the media colored over top of the surface. It's like one single line isn't going to cut it, okay? So the first thing I drew was like something that I just pulled out of my drawer, just pulled out a chapstick container, all right? So you can see I started out by shading a pencil. I started out all of them in pencil. However, unless you shade in pencil, it doesn't count. Then I layered over highlighter and I put pen on top, okay? Then I pulled a hammer out of my drawer and I said, why don't I draw this one? Okay, so I laid it out in pencil, and let's see how I do after that. I shade a little with pencil so I can actually say that pencil is one of my kind of media that I choose to use. And if you have a colored paper, using white color pencil is a really great way to increase the range of contrast. So I use white and black colored pencil in addition to my regular pencil. Okay, and then I actually added some charcoal on top. Now, one of the things that I go back and do, and you're going to see it later in the demo, is label the types of media that I used. You will not get full credit for this assignment unless you actually write down the types of media that were used, okay? And so on each of these papers, I expect you to try a few different kinds of media. You, at a minimum, need 3 to 5 different types of media that you're testing out in this assignment, okay? Ideally, you would test them out in different orders. You could test them out, however you want, okay? But you have to be applying like a large area of value with them in order for it to count as one of your media, okay? So I have watercolor, and just remember, if you use watercolor, you need to wait for it to dry a little bit before you use another media, okay? You can see I went back and I added pen and a little bit of colored pencil to it. Now, something that you didn't see, I actually found it helpful to go through and draw all of my pencil outline drawings before I went back and added media. Then I chose maybe like half of them and added watercolor to them so that I didn't have to keep getting out my watercolor and going back. I just thought it would be nice to do it all at the same time. So I laid down a base color of watercolor in certain areas on about half of my drawings that I laid out, okay? And then you'll see I'm going to go back and add my other 2 types of media on top. So obviously my 15 drawings didn't all fit on one page. I had to do 3 boxes on a second page. Maybe you can fit all of yours on one page, but I was not able to. Okay, hopefully you didn't get messed up by not seeing those at the beginning. So here I'm adding black color pencil and adding the shadow, then I'm adding highlighter. So then I would have watercolor, highlighter, and black color pencil. Here I'm adding a little bit of colored pencil on top of the watercolor, and I think I come back with charcoal. One of the things that's nice about charcoal is that you can smudge it, so it does look different than the other media. Here I'm adding white colored pencil on top of my watercolor. It's always nice for a little pop. And then I believe that I go back with some pen. Don't forget to add value in your background sometimes. It helps everything kind of stand out. Here I layered colored pencil over top of my watercolor, and then I tried to put highlighter on because I needed another media. Didn't go so well, but that's okay. And here I did not have any sort of watercolor base, which is unique. Most of them I had some sort of watercolor to start off with. But so I just layered my colored pencils and then I added some pen. And that's all for this one. But if you take a look at the next slide, no, let's go to the next slide. How do I make it go to the next slide? Here is all my finished drawings, okay? So you can see every one of them has notes underneath of it. Each of them has at least 3 different types of media, if not 4. This one has watercolor pencil, color pencil, and charcoal in it, okay? So you can see all 15 of my little squares. I taped them all onto one sheet of paper so that I could see them all at the same time, and I made my notes. Good luck, guys.